Listen to me now, because this one right here is going to open your eyes. Fellas may not admit it out loud, but they all do it. Every single man, when he starts getting serious about a woman, when he feels like this might not just be somebody he's passing time with, but somebody who could matter to his soul, he's going to test her. Not always in ways that are obvious, not always in ways that are fair, but in ways that tell him what kind of queen he's dealing with. And ladies, if you've ever been sitting there wondering, why did he pull back? Why is he watching me so close? Why did he act like he wanted to see how I'd react to something small? That's because men test. Now, don't get this twisted. Men ain't scientists in a lab drawing out some detailed experiment. It ain't that deep. It's instinct. It's built inside him. See, when a man is thinking, this woman right here could hold my last name, this woman right here could be the mother of my children, this woman right here could be the one I fight for and build for. His spirit leans in and says, before you give her the keys to the kingdom, before you put your heart in her hands, see how she moves when the ground shakes a little bit. The first way men test women, they test your patience. A man knows life ain't smooth. He knows there will be storms, there will be days when money ain't flowing, when his mood is off, when the world is on his shoulders. So he'll watch. If he takes a little longer to call back, do you lose your mind and cuss him out? Or do you hold steady, knowing consistency builds over time? If he's a few minutes late, do you turn it into a war? Or do you show him you know the difference between a mistake and a betrayal? Patience tells a man more about a woman than beauty ever could, because patience says, I see you as a human being, not as a machine made to fulfill my every whim. Then comes the second test, your respect. Ladies, let me break it down to you. A man can live without a lot of things, but he cannot live without respect. Love to a man feels like respect. He's checking. When I share my dream, does she laugh at it or does she water it? When I speak, does she listen or does she wait for her turn to talk? When I lead, does she fight me just to prove a point or does she know partnership means balance? A man will test this without even realizing he's doing it. He'll share something close to his heart, something raw, and watch your response. If you crush it, he closes up. If you lift it, he leans in. Respect to a man is like oxygen. Without it, he suffocates. The third test, your consistency. A man wants to see if the woman you presented on day 1 is the same woman showing up on day 100. Men test by watching if your words and your actions line up. If you say you want honesty but punish him every time he's vulnerable, he notices. If you say you want stability but bring chaos into every room, he notices. If you say you're supportive but only show up when it benefits you, he notices. Men are watching patterns. They test to see if your shine is just for the beginning or if you can glow through every season. And here's something most people won't tell you. Sometimes the test ain't about him at all. Sometimes the test is about you. A man wants to know, does she love herself enough not to take disrespect? Will she call me out when I slip, not out of bitterness, but out of love? Will she hold her standards high so that I rise to meet them? Because let me tell you something, when a man truly respects a woman, he wants her standards to remain high. He don't want it easy, he wants it real. So if you drop every boundary just to keep him happy, that test right there, you just failed it. Because a man will think, if she don't respect herself, how can she really respect me? Another way men test, you ready for this one? They test how you handle the truth. A man might drop a piece of raw honesty on you just to see if you can carry it. He might say something about his past, about his mistakes, about where he fell short. He ain't doing it to brag. He ain't doing it to scare you. He's doing it to see if you're safe. Because if he feels like every truth will be thrown back in his face later, he shuts down. But if you can sit with his truth and not run, not judge, not weaponize it, that man starts thinking, I can build with her. I can be naked in my soul with her and not be ashamed. Men also test how you treat the little things. He might open a door for you and see if you acknowledge it. He might buy you something small and watch if you say thank you. He might bring you around his people and notice if you respect them, because the little things add up. To a man, how you handle what seems small tells him everything about how you'll handle what's big. And let me give you the deeper layer. Men test love by pulling back sometimes. Don't panic when he creates space. Sometimes he wants to know, does she chase me out of desperation? Or does she hold her ground and trust me to return? He ain't doing it to play games. He's doing it because his heart is saying, if she's the one, she won't crumble in my absence. She'll shine on her own, and when I come back, she'll still be standing strong. See, ladies, here's the thing about all these tests. They ain't about perfection. A man ain't looking for a flawless woman. He's looking for a real woman. He's looking for somebody who, when life gets messy, when things don't go according to plan, she doesn't abandon ship. She doesn't tear him down. She doesn't pretend to be somebody she's not. He's looking for the one who can walk with him through the fire and still believe in the dream. Men test women they want not because they don't trust them, but because they're hoping, praying that you're the answer they've been searching for. Every man wants to know, if I give her my name, my legacy, my soul, can she hold it without dropping it? And when you pass those tests, not by being perfect, but by being authentic, consistent, respectful, loving, and strong, that man don't just want you. He commits to you. He builds with you. He stands by you for life. Because at the end of the day, the real test ain't what he puts you through. The real test is what you put into the love. And when a woman shows she's the kind of woman who can walk beside a man, not behind him, not ahead of him, but beside him, that's when every test turns into a testimony. You see, when it comes to men and how they move, patience is not just some little thing they're curious about. It is the ultimate test, the unspoken exam that every man will put a woman through whether he tells her about it or not. Because men live in storms. They fight battles in silence. They carry weights that they don't always talk about. And when they're looking at a woman that they want to be serious with, that they want to invest their whole life into, they're not thinking about just the fun moments, the smiles, the dinners, the trips. They're thinking about those hard seasons that always come, because life will never just be sunshine. Life will always bring rain, sometimes thunder, sometimes hurricanes. And when a man chooses a woman, he's asking himself deep down, will she break the moment the wind blows? Will she run when things get tough? Or will she have the patience to stand with me through the storm? See, patience to a man is proof of strength, because beauty can be found in many places. Looks fade, laughter fades, but patience is rare. Patience is power. Patience is the thing that separates the woman he dates from the woman he marries, the woman he plays with from the woman he builds with. Because if you can't handle waiting, if you can't handle sitting in the middle of a problem and not losing your mind, then how can he trust you with the weight of his future? So men test patience in ways you don't even recognize. Sometimes he'll delay that phone call, not because he forgot you, but because he wants to see how you respond when your expectations are not met. Sometimes he'll go silent for a minute, not because he's done with you, but because he wants to know if your love is built on constant attention or if it's strong enough to survive pauses. Sometimes he'll hold back his plans, not because he's uncertain, but because he wants to see if you can wait on him while he works things out in his own head. Patience is what makes a man feel safe, because a patient woman is not chaotic. She doesn't blow up at every delay. She doesn't assume the worst the moment something goes off track. She doesn't demand answers before he has them himself. She breathes, she waits, she holds her ground, and that tells him more than words ever could. It tells him that when life hits, you won't run, you won't fold, you won't quit. And men test that not because they want to frustrate you, but because they know the world is already going to frustrate them. And if the one woman they're trusting their soul with doesn't have patience, then everything will collapse. A man may not even be conscious of it. He doesn't wake up saying, "Today I'm going to test her patience." But his spirit knows, his actions reflect it, because men have lived long enough to understand that everything good takes time, money takes time, success takes time, healing takes time, love takes time. And so if a woman doesn't have patience, it means she doesn't have the muscle for real life. And no man will give his whole heart to someone who can't handle waiting, who can't handle working through the slow seasons. When you look at men who commit, men who stay, men who love deeply, they all have stories of testing patience. They'll tell you about how she didn't nag when he was building, how she didn't leave when he was broke, how she didn't complain when his dreams were still just dreams, how she believed when nothing around them gave her a reason to. And that's what cemented her place in his heart, because a woman who can wait with grace is a woman who can carry a king. And every man wants to feel like a king, but he can only wear that crown when the queen beside him knows how to stand steady in the storm. So understand this: patience is not weakness. Patience is not silence. Patience is not just biting your tongue. Patience is strength under control. Patience is saying, "I trust you enough to let you figure it out. I believe in us enough to not demand every answer right now. I'm secure enough in myself to not let a little delay shake my faith." That is what men crave. That is what men admire. And that is why they test it. Because they're not testing just you. They're testing their future with you. Men have been through women who couldn't wait, women who blew up their phone after 5 minutes, women who walked out the moment things weren't perfect, women who demanded the final product without ever being part of the process. And those women left scars. Those women taught men that patience is rare. So when a man finds a woman who carries it, who breathes it, who lives it, he knows that's not ordinary. That's extraordinary. And he holds on to it. He protects it. He invests in it, because patience is proof of peace. And no man can thrive without peace. Think about it. Every storm that has ever destroyed something didn't last forever. Storms come, but storms also go. And the ones who survive are not the ones who ran frantic. They're the ones who stayed calm, who held on, who waited until the clouds cleared. And that's the picture men see in their minds when they test you. They're asking, when my storm hits, will she be the one screaming and running, or will she be the one holding my hand, saying, I got you, I'm here. We'll wait this out together. That is the test of patience, and patience shows up not just in the big things, but in the small things too, in how you handle his flaws, in how you react when he makes mistakes, in how you treat him when he's late, in how you carry yourself when he doesn't have all the answers. Those moments are the classroom. Those moments are the exam. And if you fail there, you show him that when bigger storms come, you'll fail there too. So a man pays attention. He watches how you handle waiting, how you handle disappointment, how you handle uncertainty, and he measures his future by that because he knows storms are coming and he wants to be sure the woman beside him won't break. Patience is the soil where love grows, because without it, everything is rushed, everything is forced, everything collapses before it's ready. But with patience, love matures, trust builds, intimacy deepens, and men know that even if they can't put it into words, they feel it, they sense it, they test it, because patience is not just about waiting for him. It's about waiting with him, waiting with faith, waiting with calm, waiting with loyalty. And when a man sees that, he doesn't just go crazy for it. He respects it. He honors it. He commits to it, because in a world full of women who want everything now, the woman who can wait is priceless. So when a man tests your patience, don't see it as an insult. Don't see it as a game. See it as a revelation. He's not just trying to get on your nerves. He's showing you what his life looks like. He's giving you a glimpse into his storms, and he's watching to see if you'll stand or if you'll run, because the woman who stands is the woman who wins his heart, and the woman who wins his heart is the woman he will never let go. Respect to a man is like oxygen. It's not a bonus. It's not a little sprinkle on top. It's the very thing he needs to survive. And when a man is looking at a woman he wants to be serious about, the test of respect is one of the biggest he will ever give, because if he doesn't feel respected, if he doesn't feel admired, then nothing else matters. You can have beauty, you can have charm, you can have fun, but without respect, it all collapses. And men know this deep in their bones, even when they don't know how to explain it. And that's why they watch you so closely. They test little things to see how you treat them, how you talk to them, how you react when you don't get your way, because those are the windows into how much respect you truly carry. Respect to a man is not just saying nice words. It's how you look at him, how you speak about him when he's not around, how you treat him in public, how you handle disagreements, how you hold his image in your mind, because every man wants to feel like the king in his own world, and he's asking himself, can she see me as one? Not because I'm perfect, but because I'm trying, not because I've arrived, but because I'm moving. And men don't need perfection to feel admired. They need recognition. They need to know that their effort is seen, that their grind is acknowledged, that the little things they do are not invisible. And when a woman gives that, when she admires and respects the man she's with, he goes all in, because to a man, respect is love spelled in a language he understands. Now here's the truth. Men will test respect long before they ever open their heart. They'll say something just to see if you laugh at them or laugh with them. They'll share a dream and watch if you roll your eyes or if you lean in. They'll struggle in a season and see if you belittle them, or if you speak life into them. They'll make a mistake and see if you shame them, or if you correct with grace, because a man knows that admiration is not built when things are perfect, it's revealed when things are not. And if you can respect him at his lowest, then he knows he can trust you with his highest. Respect also shows up in how you handle other people, because a man is watching how you treat the waiter, how you treat your family, how you speak about your friends, how you deal with strangers, because respect is not just what you give him, it's what flows out of you as a habit. And if respect doesn't live in your heart, it won't last in your relationship. And men test that without even knowing it. They notice your tone, they notice your timing, they notice your patience, and all of it adds up in their spirit. You want to know why some men go crazy for women that don't even look like the stereotype of perfect beauty. It's because those women made them feel admired, made them feel respected, made them feel like somebody, and that is more addictive to a man than any physical trait, because men can find beauty anywhere, but true admiration, the kind that makes him stand taller, the kind that makes him go harder, the kind that makes him wake up wanting to provide, wanting to protect, wanting to be his best self. That kind of respect is rare. And that's why they hold on to it like treasure when they find it. A man's deepest fear is not failure. It's being disrespected while he tries. It's given everything he has and still being treated like it's not enough. And that's why they guard themselves. That's why they don't open up quickly. That's why they test you, because they want to know, can I trust you with my insecurities? Can I trust you with my flaws? Can I trust you with my effort? Can I trust that when I show you who I am, you won't mock me? You won't tear me down? You won't compare me to somebody else, but you will admire the fact that I'm yours. And when a man feels that, when he feels respected, not just in public, but in private, not just when he wins, but when he struggles, then you unlock something in him no one else can reach. Respect is also tied to a man's pride, not in the negative sense, but in the sense that a man carries his whole life on his shoulders. He carries his work, his name, his reputation, his responsibilities. And when he's with a woman, her words can either break that down or build that up. And that's why men will remember the smallest compliments. They'll hold on to that moment you told him you believed in him, that moment you told him you were proud of him, that moment you told him no one does it like him, because those words fuel his fire, and if those words are missing, he starts to wither, and when a man withers, he pulls back, he disconnects, because to him it feels like love is gone. When men test respect, they might say something like, "Do you believe I can do this?" Just to hear your response, they might make a bold statement to see if you back them or shoot it down. They might even fail on purpose in something small to see if you laugh at them or stand by them, because they're not testing to frustrate you. They're testing to see if you are safe, safe for their soul, safe for their pride, safe for their effort. And when you pass that test, when you show admiration, even when he stumbles, when you speak life, even when he's not on top, when you stand beside him instead of above him, then he feels something he can't explain. He feels addicted to you. He feels loyal to you. He feels bonded to you. Every man knows what it feels like to be disrespected, to be talked down, to be compared, to be overlooked. And those wounds run deep, deeper than most women realize. So when a woman comes along and she does the opposite, when she lifts him with her words, when she respects him even in disagreement, when she admires his effort, it hits him in the deepest part of his being. And that's why respect is the love language of men. That's why they test it. That's why they look for it. That's why they can't live without it. Men will never tell you this straight, but the truth is the woman who makes him feel respected becomes unforgettable, because respect tells him he matters. Respect tells him he's valued. Respect tells him he's more than what he provides. Respect tells him he's appreciated for who he is. And when you give that, you don't just win his mind, you win his soul. And that's what every man is really searching